Hey guys, we have Bobby here. This is the special event that we're running. We just started recording here again. So if you guys can hop on, Bobby, if you can ask the same questions and just what you just did right now, and then
Sure.
just what's gonna pop up.
I get another chance to make it look good. So basically, yeah, guys, I wanted to offer you guys an opportunity while people are hopping on to share a little bit about why you got into this organization, what you are trying to create, and how it's been so far for you in the time that you've started with us. So, Justina, if you want to go first.
Cool. Yes, I would love to. I've been with UFA for about a year now. So it's been, okay, first of all, what was I running from is really debts piling up and that feeling of having to give up on all our dreams, because I was that stay-at-home mom. I still am. And that was my choice, but we had a one income and two kids, and we had big dreams. We wanted to travel. We actually lived overseas for 3 years in Switzerland, which is a more expensive country. So the debts kind of kept piling up, and I was running away from that feeling of having to give up on doing anything we wanted to do in order to survive financially. So I searched for a long time. It felt like a long time until I found actually an ad of Cheryl's that just, I can never say what it was about the ad. It just felt right. It resonated with me. And so I've been here about a year, and it has been mindset-wise, life-changing. Financially, it has helped us actually be able to take care of a lot of my husband's health issues, which is so huge. But I think honestly, the mindset thing of having the community and learning to think in a completely different way has been my biggest win of all.
Yeah, nice. I like it. That's awesome. It's nice to meet you, Justina. So where are you? Where do you live?
I'm in northern BC.
Cool. Yeah, I'm in Nanaimo. So
nice. Cool. Awesome.
Right. How about Jessica, Claire, Kimberly, Amy? What's up, Amy? How's it going? We've got Kyla here, Mr. Underwood. Anyone else? Claire.
I'm from Colorado Springs. I'm here in Colorado.
Nice to meet you. So how long have you been with the group? How long of how's it been so far for you?
It's been good. I've been with this team for like a year ago already, but I have not really started. So this time I'm ready.
Cool. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.
Awesome. How about Amy? What's going on?
Hi. Well, I am joining you from San Jose, California. So I've been with this group for about a year and a half, and I started when I was actually in Singapore, when I was living there, because my husband's job assignment, we move from country to country every 2 to 3 years. So I started when I was in Singapore, and I moved to China last year, and now I'm back here in California. So yeah, I wanted to have something that I could call my own, and I had to give up my corporate job 17, 18 years ago in order to follow my husband as he take on his corporate career, right? So I kind of just feel like all my study, all my hard work before marrying him have kind of gone to waste. So I wanted to build my own empire, basically, and while not giving up my time with my children and just be really supportive of them, because I'm like, because we move so much, I kind of had to be the consistent factor in their lives. So yeah, I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, and I also wanted to build my empire. So that's how, when I found Rafal, this just seemed right. And it has just been life-changing, not just in terms of personal development, but in terms of being able to create something that I could build. And now I'm having a really great breakthrough and having some really strong leaders in my team. I'm just really feeling very blessed and very grateful.
Wow, it's awesome to watch you grow. I remember when you first started, and yes, definitely cool. Guys, and anyone else want to share just about how your experience has been? Cheryl, how's it going? Good to see you. I got Ryan here. Anyone else want to sort of chime in before we get started? I just want to know where you come from, like what type of experience you've had with the group so far, and yeah.
Go for it. So my name is, oh, sorry.
No, go for it, Brian. I was just saying.
Okay. I'm from Los Angeles, California. Came across UFA, my wife did, almost probably about like 5-6 months ago. And before that, for the last 9 years, we've been trying to find a way to get to the point where we have more control of our time. Two of us, we work our behinds off and stuff like that. And we just knew right away, especially with their dad getting older. And then with my family getting older, we started 9 years ago trying to find ways to make additional income so we can help them out, but also find ways that we can actually kind of like build our own business and be at home. And we're very excited to be with UFA. We like the support, we like the structure, and we feel that this is the right place for us.
Nice. I like it. Raf, you got a good team here. This is awesome. I like this. I'm super blessed and very, very excited to come to you guys. Is that Silvo? Oh, Silvo, put your camera back on, bro. I miss you so much. How you doing, buddy? Love this guy. Him and me, man. Me and Silvo are just a bunch of guys with a couple of dreams. A couple of guys with a bunch of dreams. But I really appreciate it. I love you, man. I miss you so much, dude. And you're looking good. How's it going, dude? How you been? Oh, he's muted. Unmute him. Unmute Silvo.
Yeah, Silvo, it works better when you unmute yourself.
Or maybe he's running away first so I can get to a quiet space.
Silvo, I don't know if you can hear us, but there you go.
There we go.
Oh, man. I miss your voice, bro. I missed you, buddy. How's everything going?
Decent. How are you, Bobby?
Pretty good, man. Things have changed. This is going to be so cool to let you watch this. Before all this stuff started, guys, before we got a chance to do all this internet marketing, it was just a bunch of guys with a Magic. We were just friends with Balaj, and we were all friends. And I remember Silvo and I were working together on this, and it has been a while since I've connected and seen this guy. And so it's going to be pretty cool to be able to show you guys what's happened since in my life. About 6 months into my Magic journey, I'm friends with Balaj. I've known him since high school. And so basically I was following him online, and I got fired from my job, and I was like, this is it. Enough is enough. I can't get another job, and I can't get fired again. I can't keep going through this cycle, this vicious cycle. So I was like, finally, I bit the bullet. I'm going to go and become an entrepreneur. And I went and I bought my trifecta, and the rest has been history. But about 6 months into my journey around this time, well, almost 3 years ago, actually, West was 4 years ago now. This time, 4 years ago, he told me, hey, you know what? You should just missing. He called it the secret ticket or the hidden ticket. Something weird. He sometimes doesn't say the right words, but he called it like the secret ingredient. Is what he was trying to call it. He's like, I met this person and put a W in my name, and it's really weird. You should really check it out. And I was like, okay, cool. I mean, I'm kind of spiritual, so I was like, why not? I'll take a quick look. Anything to give me the competitive advantage into business. And he showed me this video of him having a random person tell him everything about him that only we knew as friends of his. And we were just, and it was recorded. We were just kind of looking at this being like, what? Whoa, what? And it was a constant mind blow one after the next to be like, how does she know this? How? And then all she's looking at, it looked like some sort of Sudoku on a big, huge paper, like just a bunch of numbers. And it was like a beautiful mind, kind of crazy looking feel. And next thing you know, she was detailing his life in a way that only we knew in such an intimate fashion. And we were just blown away. And basically what she said about him was that his name was only taking him so far. It was only taking him to a certain direction that didn't have long-term business, even though his birthday said, I want to be a long-term business person. Anybody out there who really wants to start a business or really wants to be successful, they know they can do it. They know they got this. And for some reason, it's just not clicking. Something is just missing that should be there, but it's not there. And it was just one of those big frustrations that he was going through. And the same thing happened with me. So I ended up talking to this person, and she just told me everything about from my dog who had just passed away, to my parents, to me, to all my girlfriends, to all of the things that were going on in my life. And I was just like, tell me more. And I kept going in more and more after session. After 3 sessions, she's like, are we going to talk about you at all? Or are we just going to talk about everybody else? And I stopped and thought about it. And I was like, yeah, we should talk about my business and what I need to do for me in my life. And we ended up doing a very personal and very private session is what I'm offering to you guys, as I've learned this language. So I learned how to put these numbers into, or these letters into your name, and to tell your story in such a way that you get a chance to actually take all the notes and all the inventory of where your leadership is, where your communication is, where your sweetheart vibration is, your charisma, where your discipline is, where your passion is, where your family feel, your sense of balance. How about your connection to God, where your connection to wealth is, and where your connection is to humanity. And also, if you have these numbers, your connections to your past lives and your lineage and all that spiritual stuff that comes in. It's pretty nuts to think that like we have different shapes that show up inside of the universe. Some will be round, and some have a distinct math to them where you can actually see them as a distinct shape. The same thing we would say, well, you can't cut something with something that's round. You would probably have more better ability if you had a sharp surface. And if it were to be written in a graph, nobody would question it. That's why this stuff is not like tarot cards. It's not like horoscopes. It has a connotation of being spiritual, but I promise you guys, it is the most important information you will ever learn in your entire life is to calculate what is running underneath your hood. Instead of turning to a new blank page every day and taking your life like it's a journal, you get a chance to look at it like it's an instruction manual of where you're supposed to go and what you're supposed to be doing. So, I mean, obviously, what I wanted to do is going to come to you guys and really offer you guys some serious value and some serious like power into your futures, to think that you could be doing everything right, but when you go out there to the world, the name says non-communication, writer's block. I don't know what to say. My leads argue with me. Every time I get someone into my gas, they ended up just backing out before the coaching call. Like, imagine all of those, and then they're like, how come this always happens to me? Or how come this is always taking place? Or what's going on? Do I have like silly written on my forehead or something? Like, I want to be able to move forward in business, but something keeps plugging me back. And it's been weird because I'm supposed to do this for business. I've been doing this for that last couple of years to help people through navigating the inner seas of their own being. And I started to charge for my service. I started to charge for my time, and it allowed me to quit my job while I was quitting my magic business. It's allowed me now to speak on stage. I was with the Freedom Team. Clint X Morgan took the X on his name, and he decided to explode his team. I've been working really closely with all of those guys. So there's like this sort of hidden room inside of the Freedom Team that everyone sends their people to go and see Bobby. And it's been phenomenal for the results that they've had, the amount of clarity that they've got. At any given moment, I've got a screenshot right now on my other laptop of testimonials. Let's see this one here. Make sure you all book in with Bobby. They're all hustling the power. I want to have a session with it. Dude, it was so freaking awesome. Let's see what the next one says here. Just had my numerology session with Bobby. Happy to say I'm keeping the J, rocking it. Such a cool reading. Highly recommend. Just had an incredible session with Bobby at Prayer. Totally blew my mind. I highly recommend it if you want to totally understand yourself, and more so if you set yourself up for business and success. I'm in total awe right now. Numerology reading must do. Anyone is a must for anyone who wants to up level their life. Are you energetically aligned? Oh my God, my session 2 is just mind blowing. Like I literally keep this on my laptop so that when I'm feeling really shitty one day, sorry, Raf, if I'm really feeling really bad one day, I don't know if we can swear in here. We're Canadians, so we apologize after we swear, right? So the reality is that I have this on here so that I can stay connected to the people and the lives that I've changed and the amount of impact that I've been able to help with people. We never know, right? The leads that we're dealing with, they're hiding from a relationship that's not going in the right direction. Maybe the credit debtors, the credit people are calling, or maybe they're about to lose their job, or their field that they're going to work in suddenly no longer has work. They don't know where we're going to get their money. It's real depressions. How about the way that we were treated when we were kids, the things that happened to us in past relationships? All of this stuff comes to build a very strong story about us that I call like the telling of all tales. Like when we do a session together, the two things that we cover, one is the telling of your tale. So we get a chance to really detail everything that's happening inside of your life, everything you've got under the hood, everything that's sitting on your Batman belt, that feeling of who you are in the world. All of this stuff that I just mentioned earlier, it all lines up, and some people don't have it. There's some people who are like, how come I'm not making any money? And I look at it, there's no money number in their chart. How come I can't find the love of my life? It's because you don't have the number of life partner in your life. Or I can't seem to create. I'm like, people, I was trying to get pregnant. And this, looks like the name inside of there says princess. It says youth. It doesn't say mature, adult, hospitable. It says, I don't want to be in a commitment. So as much as the person may want to have children, if the names are saying, no, it's not going to happen, it could be more like I'm going to go, I'm going to drop on that vibration. It's the same way that we see, like, you know, if someone like the opera singer can make a glass break with her voice, if you play at the right vibration, it will interact with another object in the universe and it will cause a reaction. So the same thing that you could say, if you guys are not that into opera, what about when the radio turns on and they play a song and you're like, I love this song, this is my favorite jam, and then the person's like, oh my god, I hate Justin Bieber, close this thing off right now. And it's just like that difference between someone's value that they identify with it and someone else's feeling of like, this is not for me, I don't like this noise, it gives me a headache. Lots of people feel this way, but the thing about you guys is that the song is the same. Your birthday doesn't change. The name you were born with may change if you get married or if you go by a shorter version of it, but the vibrations you hold are yours. That's your song. And if you haven't sang it, if you don't know it, if you haven't, this is like the most personal development ever. People come out of their session thinking things like I've changed, I'm a different person. And I'm like, whoa, this stuff is really real. And just so anybody knows, I do teach this. I'm in a stage right now where I can only take so many sessions a day, but I used to be addicted to drugs. I couldn't get my business off the ground. I couldn't afford to rub two nickels together. I was like putting ketchup packets on my rice. And I was like, this'll tide me over. It's got some flavor into it. Now I don't worry about price tags. I've got kids on the way. I live without a job. We live in a house on the mountain overlooking the Namo, like overlooking the water mainland. Like my life has changed. I've gotten completely clean. I've been able to help people. I've got over 100 sales in my magic business. And it's just one of these realities that it's just like, what happens if you could just click and you could just get into that vibration in there? So I wanted to give you guys some like serious value, because obviously there's going to be skeptical people. There's going to be people like myself be like, relax, okay? You can just like whatever you think you're doing. I get it. I'm right there with you guys. So I wanted to do a live reading. There's only 16, 17, 18 people on the chart here. Let's see. Do I see any clients of mine? Anyone here who's actually done the session with me? Doesn't look like it. You guys are all brand new. This is gonna be so super cool. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna let you guys calculate your birthday, and what we're gonna do is a group reading. Okay, so the way you calculate your birthday is you add up your birthday until it's a single digit. So the way that I write mine out would be like this. It goes June 28, 1984. So that's line 1. And then underneath line 1, I'm going to put 6 for June. I'm going to add 28 together, 2 plus 8. I'm going to add that together. So that equals 10. And 1 plus 0 equals 1. So I'm reducing it to a single digit. So if you're born on the 25th, it's 7. If you're born on the 14th, it's 5. If you're really confused and you skipped entire grade 4 and grade 5, then I can definitely help you here if you want to just unmute yourself and question. With the years, it's going to be a little, hey, Raf comes in.
Yeah, my math is not good. Could you help me out, please?
I'm confused too over here. I don't know what's going on yet.
Bobby, can we like maybe, do you have like something you can write on share screen or something? Would that help?
Yeah, let's do this.
So that way, it's because a lot of the people like myself are more visual and stuff like that. It might make it easier.
So let's do this. How about this one, guys? Let's just go into tokenrock.com and let's go into a website here that says tokenrock.com/numerology/ you could even just do it.
Sideward money.
I'm just gonna put it inside the chat here. Can I do that? Where's the chat? I don't think I can. Tokenrock.com/numerology. You can see it right there. Me, and then smiley face. So if you go into this website, this is how I calculate things. Okay, I'm lazy too. I kind of know the numbers now, but I go here and let's stop annotation. How do I do that? I gotta get back in here now. How do I do this? Remote control. Cool. Well, anyway, I put my birth month, I put my birth day, and then I put my birth year. And this, oh, here we go. Stop. Mouse. And then I come up with this. So June 28 and 1984. And I'm doing this right now. So if anybody can't do it on their screen and they want me to just quickly calculate it for them, then they can ask me. We can do that.
I got you, buddy. I cleared it up for you.
Sweet. All right, guys. So this is basically how we calculate our life path. I'm just going to get like a show of, do I get a stop? How do I stop my screen share? Stop share.
Yeah, there you go. Got it.
I'm gonna start talking about these numbers. I'm gonna give you guys an introduction, a crash course in the time that we have together. And I've done a group reading for 500 people. It was the coolest thing ever. So this is super intimate. But what I did want to offer to you guys is this. While I'm doing this, I wanted to put my website in here because people are going to want to book in with me. And I wanted to make sure you guys knew how to do so. So this is my website, bobbyfperryhard.xyz. So Claire was born September 17, 1987. So she's born on a 9-month, an 8-day, and a 7-year. And this is a freaking epic chart. I was going to pick someone that I had to do a reading for live on the group. So Claire, if you're cool with it, I will do a reading. I'll do your reading. Where are you? Claire's there at the bottom. So yes, if you want, what I'll do is I'll do Claire's chart online. Everyone else is like, what about mine? Sorry, kids. But what I was going to offer for you guys, because Raf is like a really close personal friend of mine, and like honestly, like I want to see you guys build into the Freedom Team organization size and just have thousands of people in your organization. You guys are here taking yourself to the next level. I get it. This is a side quest. This is something you're going to find in the training. This isn't something that you're going to find. This is directly given from Balazs. So it's going to be a little bit difficult. I get it for some of the people who are like, what is this? Just trust that your mentors pass this down to you. And this comes down from the original top. Okay. So Claire's going to get a session reading done on live, but I wanted to offer you guys a special that since we've got like as many people as we have here, if you guys book in with me by the end of tonight and you just put UFA team or however you guys want to say it, Ultimate Freedom Academy, the first 5 people that book in with me are going to get an extra 15 minutes on top. You could use this at the end of your session, or you could give this to a spouse or give this to a child, or you can give this to someone in your family or someone in your team, or we can just extend your time together. So you have to book in with us, but the offer is going to expire today, but it's for the first 5 of you who do that. And then after that, I wanted to give you guys another opportunity. I know some people are going to be working late and some people are in different time zones. So because I'm going to be because we have like a small little call to action that's going to give you guys a chance to book in with me by the end of today. Just say, I'm in Raf's team. I'm going to pay attention to the first 5 people who put in the comments, and you get an extra session. For the next 5 people who book in with me, and then that's it, closing it off for the Freedom Team, you guys will get additional sessions as well. But they will be not a 15 minutes. It's just going to be a written report. When I work with someone, I do either 15 minutes, half an hour, or an hour. We spend time together. And then we come up with a new name. We record it so you can use it as a guided meditation or a self-study course later. And then after that, we'll also give you a written report that's about 70 pages of entirely textbook to you. It's literally an instruction manual for your life and your path and who you are. So I'm going to be giving that to included in all my sessions. But if you guys book in with me and then you're after the first 5, but the second 5, then you guys will get an extra one there for you as well. And just so you guys know, I am going to test just in case there is a call for it. Some teams want this, some teams don't. But what we would do is a private group numerology session that all the same numbers would come in, and you guys would come in at a lower cost. So in case you wanted to link in with 5 or 6 people, I can't do more than 10. So in case that is something you guys want to do, I will do like 50% off or something like that, something crazy that you guys can pay half price, but then we link in together and we can all have a very similar reading so that all the leaders get into one room, all the partners into another, all the artists or the divas get into one, all of the hardworking people with the no BS attitude get into another, and then we can sort of do our private group there. Can't really judge it on a room size like this, but Raf wants to put up his finger.
Yeah, just one thing, Bobby. So guys, if you guys are doing it again, it's just type in UFA. A lot of people are going to be watching a replay because a lot of people come and go because of the time zones and stuff like that as well. So if you guys are just hopping on, if you guys are watching a replay, just reach out to myself and I'll communicate with Bobby directly. Yeah. Again, this is something brand new. If you want to take your business to the next level, be open-minded. Okay. I remember the video that Bobby's talking about when Balazs had it done. It was literally just recording and reading it out. And this is all numbers. Will I meet you there? Okay. So when you guys are doing that, Bobby is here again. It's all numbers. It's all the way it does. It gives you I just had just a quick overview for myself because I want to take it to the next level. If you look at, Christy and Clint, if you look at Balaj, if you look at Taylor, if you look at all the people that are doing, what do they have? They have the letter. And that's when I reached out to Bobby. I'm like, Bobby, I need something between my letters. And that's what this was. And, you know, you look at all the people that are successful and having the results is they had this done. So this is something extra on top of everything else.
Absolutely. I appreciate that. Yeah. And I understand it's a little strange. So if you don't come out to it right away, follow me and feel me out. And if you want to do it later, great. If you never want to do it, don't feel like it's weird. It's not for everybody. So I do understand that. But for me, it's been everything that's changed my life in the last like 3 years. I've completely done a complete 180. And I remember getting fired from my job. And I was like, if I was making 60K at that time. It was like 30K, and then I made 40, and then I made 50, and I got to 59. And I'm like, I'm gonna go to 100. And then next thing you know, I got sidetracked and got basically kicked off the corporate ladder. And I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I have to hit this $100,000 mark, and I just did it in my own life without a job, and it's not even the full year yet. And I've done it in 2018, and it took me an extra 3 years to get there. But what would your life look like if you hit the most powerful financial goal of your dreams in 3/4 of the year? Like, it's unreal, guys. And so it's been a huge blessing to be able to do this and share this with you guys. And granted, about 10, 15% of it was in Agic. About 85% of it was all numerology. I'm booked out right now, a couple weeks in advance. So when you guys get in there, I know it's going to take some time to get to me, but my gift and my goal is to help and serve you and to be there as a PowerPoint, like a coach in the corner with a, you know, not a creepy guy in the corner, but like a coach in the corner of the ring with you know, the towel around, and he's going to squirt the water for you and dab you up and get you ready for the fight and push you forward and tell you how the universe is going to be acting and how your marketing campaign needs to look. When we get a chance, while we're about to do this reading, pay very close attention to the things that raise the emotional value in you, the elements that say, hey, wait, this is something that I align to. It's most likely something that your ads are going to want to have as a main core ingredient, at least to a majority or most of them, or at least to one of the winning ads, that these things I'm about to tell you guys are going to reflect something that shows up in your copy or in your ads or in your videos or in your flavor. So just to sort of keep attention to that, I'm just going to quickly open up the chat here. Okay, so we got a life path 2. We have a 7, October 25th, 1988. Let's do it. 10, 7 plus 8. 1 plus 7 plus 8. Yep, you're a life path 7. Okay, and then Erica says born August 13, 1979. Okay, great. September 10, 1974 from Christian. And then we have, okay, cool. So Marcel is asking what her number is. 9 plus 1 plus 6. She's going to be a life path 6. Marcel is going to be very familial oriented. So we got some powerful feeling here. Okay, so you guys are all running your numbers in here. Now what I'm going to do is we're going to start with life path number 1. This will also apply to you if you're born in October, if you're born in January, if you're born on the 1st, you're born in 1981, you're born in 1972 or 1990. Okay, so these vibrations are going to show up in different places of your chart, not just a single digit. This is going to be an over-sweeping statement here, okay? So all the life path 1s, let's see, if, are there any out there? You guys mostly have all your cameras on. So is there anybody out there who's life path 1? Okay, we've got Amy as a life path 1. We've got Justine as a life path 1. Okay, cool. So we've got life path 1s here, or born in October. As I say, there are other numbers that show up in there. Kimberly Jones says, am I a number 1? Let's just do it real quick here. How about, do we see here, where is it? October 9th, 1989. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Kimberly Jones is a life path 1. Okay. Leaders, natural born leaders. These are independent people. They want to go and succeed and do something. You have clarity and vision towards your goal. You want people to follow you. If you put up your hand as a number 1, it is careful that you take care of your own sense of self and who you are to you. That is a very powerful thing that must always be cultivated, is your sense of leadership. These people are independent, so they may not care about things like in a fight. They may just be like, fine, I'm going to go off and do my own thing. And they may be more inclined to just walk away from an argument because they're not worried. They know who they are, and it's about what they want in life. The negative ones can be, if it's showing up negative in your chart somewhere, it could be like, I don't give myself the credit that I deserve, or I'm too hard on myself, or everything I do, I should have done it better, or I should have done something more with that. But these are people who have a vision. So they will come out to create that. Despite anything else, they're focused on the bullseye, and they're good people to follow. So they will start to rise up above the others almost naturally, but they don't want to be in jobs. They want to be in control. They want to be in charge. And that can be in charge of a family, in charge of a relationship, in charge of a business, or in charge of a, like a supervisor or a team, or better yet, CEO, entrepreneur, right? You guys want to do something on your own. So definitely powerful numbers inside of the one. And if there are any questions, by all means, just drop them in the chat or unmute yourself and interrupt me. But let's see what else we got here. So thanks to everybody for coming on. I appreciate this. How about Life Path 2s? I'm a Life Path 2. I showed up Life Path 11. So we have here Erica's a Life Path 2. Anyone else is showing up as a 2? Okay, just me and Erica. Oh, we also have Mrs. Underwood. Okay, so you're showing up as a Life Path 2 as well. And when we're taking a look at Life Path 2s, our sense of identity is based on how we can help the other person. We will identify as a partner. We'll identify as a coach, as someone who's I'm going to do this with you. I'm going to help you along the way. Or it's me and my friend, or I'm a husband, or I'm a dad. Like, those are roles we identify with, are based on the relationship that we can have for others. We put this back into business. The one would say things in their campaign like, I'm going somewhere. I've seen it. I know what I want in my life. I'm going to have that feeling. Their biggest challenge is dealing with other egos inside of their business. There may be other leaders that show up because like attracts like. And this could also attract people who are too scared to lead by themselves, and they could end up being pulled into manager mode or like supervisor mode, when really you want to be like teacher. You only see them for 1 year and you pass them upward and onward. But the 2s would say things like, let's do this together. I'm going to be here as a coach. They're going to be there to give you guys information. They want to work one-on-one with people. Their best work, our best work, is done personally one-on-one. No wonder I want to get into personal coaching and develop a business where I can work one-on-one with people and dive deep into the more serious things that will hold us back from success. But the 2s, you guys are going to feel good when you guys post ranks for others. And when you're like, my girl just hit 4A, or she just hit 3A or 5A, or, like crusher alert, like we get that high from knowing that because of us, someone else got a chance to do something powerful. The problem with this is that we're just ready to sacrifice ourselves in an argument or in a fight, or, or we need to be liked, or we want to make sure that they have a good opinion of us. Everybody has to be happy. Everybody has to be taken care of. Like, we're very diplomatic and very tactful with our speech, but a 2 is going to be a good coach. So if you guys haven't already, I definitely suggest that you get in that coaching realm of working with people and selecting people to mentor. That type of thing works really, really well. How about Life Path 3? Did anyone show up with a 3 in their chart? Okay, we've got one person shows up with a 3. Yeah, there. I see Mr. McCulloch. How about anyone else? Okay. So, Eva, you're going to have to validate this one for me. This is the fun-loving version. The one that says that's very charismatic, always has a smile, always wants to have a hug, always wants to enjoy, wants to go out and just like have a great time. The 3 is always going to have the most powerful sense of optimism and feeling like, oh, don't worry, we'll get the next one. Or yeah, and find the best and surf that silver lining. But there you go. But the reality with this is that this person will also sweep things under the rug. They'll also pretend like things are okay when they're not. They'll also concede what's over for them. Just there, look, see, Eva's looking back like, see, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that. That feeling is going to be there because the 3s want other people to enjoy. If you want my opinion, I hope we're a dancer, an artist, a singer, a painter, a writer, something that you can do with a creative ability. This is going to help you so much. You need to schedule in time for going to the spa or going and doing something fun for yourself or something non-business related so that you get a chance to actually unload, de-stress, and give back to the world in a state of love. This is the entry point into love. A lot of people have this. A lot of the people that are born in March or born on the 3rd or born in 1983, like, it's okay to have a 3 in another place in your life, but this is going to be some of the more cooler stuff that happens in the 3 is that we like to be around people like this because they always want to make us feel good, even when they're not feeling good. The problem would be taking grab of what's important for you in your life. And just by the look in their face, I can see that we're connecting some serious dots. So very, very powerful to connect with you guys. How about the 4s? Where are my skeptics at? Or let's see if anybody who came up with Life Path 4 or anyone that was born in April. Okay, so Christiane is going to be in there. Okay, great. So born in with the 4, these people are like, okay, what's the deal here? Like, really? Like, tell me what's this person going to show me? They want to think logically. This person is going to have a strong sense of practical, a good pragmatism, a good ability to actually like follow the steps and follow the order and take the notes, and they want to digest everything. So you can't ask somebody like a 4 to make a quick decision. They're going to have to go and feel out every single possibility and think it over, turn it over. Anybody who's born in April knows this because their discipline is strong. That feeling of just being like, no, it has to be done the right way. It has to be done this way. Otherwise, it's going to start to feel uncomfortable to this person. But the 4 wants to keep things systemized. So you show someone a system that's like 90% done for you, and they're just like, wow, sweet. So anybody can duplicate this. I can build this to spec. I can figure this out. The steps are there. I can go and cross-reference and cross-check and print out and do all my things with a couple different highlighters. It's a very powerful organizational tool. But then these people can be a little bit more like, drill sergeant, where it's just like if things aren't done in order, they'll start to get very irritated and uncomfortable very, very quickly. So the 4s, I have my Sally as a life path 4, my life partner, and she stabilizes everything inside of me. So some of us who have like 5s or 3s or whatever numbers in the chart, we may be leaning on number 4s for stability to make sure that things get done it the right way. If there's a lot of depression going on in your life, Christian, then we can see that their place will probably not be as clean as you like it to be, or you're not really focused on taking care of what you need to do for yourself, for your business. That feeling of being like, I want to do it, but everything in on my other parts of my name says the other numbers. This is why we do a chart. There's like 30 numbers in your chart. So just because you show up with the 1, or like the power number at the beginning, doesn't mean that your road is going to get you there. It could take you off the trail somewhere. Very, very powerful stuff, guys. How about the life path 5s? Any 5s in the house? Okay, Jessica's a 5. We got Cheryl's a 5. We got Kyla's a 5. Okay, so we've got some serious 5s in the house. These guys are our warriors. They are the hustlers. They are the ones who want to continue to move. They don't want to stay still. They want to go, and you'll find people like these will love to do the jogging. They want to get things moving, the martial arts. They're warriors. They're people who want to get out there and get a good sweat in. If you definitely feel the 5 in your chart, physical activity is going to be the best way to unload some of the stress that's happening. But then on the opposite side of the 5, we could be chasing debts. We could be chasing negative financial decisions. There could be a hole in our wallet where we put $1 in and like it seems to just disappear immediately. How about that feeling of people always arguing with us or challenging the 5? The 5 is up for a fight. So this can be a little bit more like, I need my relationship to have freedom. I need to be able to get around and move around in the world and travel. So when Raf takes the 5 on the front end, he's now saying, I'm going to get there and I'm going to be a hustle. I'm going to do this. I'm going to run with this because I want to get this thing started. So this is a really powerful feeling to think what he's accomplished without his name, without an addition in his name. Now he's putting the thing into forward gear. The magnetism you're about to experience, bro, is going to be absolutely phenomenal. But born in May, these are people I don't want to fight with. I don't want to get into an argument with these people. Absolutely not. The 5s are going to be very powerful people for sure. But freedom is a name in the game. That feeling of wanting to fight for other people, it's in there as well. That thing that says, I'm going to say what people aren't talking about. So your marketing campaigns can get very much about the passion, about the mobile, like laptop lifestyle, about you being able to talk to people about things like the stuff that nobody wants to talk about, like the depressions and the defeats and all of this stuff that happens underneath the surface. And then social media turns on and we're all like, oh yeah, no, we're all good. But then we close the lights off and then we have to deal with the reality of our life. The 5s are out there to be like, I'm not afraid to tell that story. I'm not afraid to help you through it. So if you have 5s and you're having a tough time, or if you've got a tough time, like we lean on the 5s for passion, and we lean on that for being able to say that I trust in this leadership. It's a solid leadership number. How about 6s? We got Claire as a 6, Eva's a 6, Marcella's a 6. I was born in June. Okay, so this is the balance number, and this is the number that wants to keep everything. Oh, Ianka, sorry. So we have the power that shows up that says, I love and care about the family. I love and care about the balance. I nurture and nourish my people. This is someone who thinks of others before themselves. They're not afraid to say something. They're not afraid to actually like stand up for their family, but they need to keep a balance between love and money. There's a very powerful switch inside here where we see the 6 wants to keep the balance of all things. This could mean that they sacrifice themselves before that. I was born in June, and the reality with my vision of my life was that I was giving all of my love away to other people and not to myself. So the reality is that what happens? The universe, right? Happy Pocket Full of Money. If anybody's read it, you attract what you are. So the reality is that if you're not giving the love to yourself first, how do we expect the universe to act in kind? Like, we can't expect, like, we treat others the way we want to be treated, but we don't treat ourselves the way that we should be treated. So if you've got a 6 hanging around in your chart and it could be imbalanced, this could be someone that's gives all of their love to their friends and family and everyone, but has a very negative sense of self. The self-love journey is one of your most pinnacle things that you want to talk about. The power moms, the family people who've got the kids on their hand that are going to do the ad videos with the kids on their lap, that feeling shows up inside of the 6. I chose a 6 to use as a name because I wanted to have a balance between business and family. Raf, are you trying to cut in?
No, sorry, no. That was just, I'm adding people and I'm just communicating everything else, guys. So if you guys are just coming on right now, you can watch the replay, but Bobby's just going through some numbers. And Bobby, just one thing really quickly. When you were describing, because I know most of you guys here, like when you're describing Eva, when you're describing Christiane, like I can see those similarities. Do you guys agree? Like Lenka, do you agree that's what he said? That's Eva right there. Is that crazy? That's so cool.
Any takeaways? Yeah. Anybody just itching to say something, want to come off mic and just basically throw your 2 cents?
Yeah, guys, let's go. It's like in school.
It's all good. If you're kind of stunned, if you're kind of absorbed by all this, I can appreciate that. If anybody does, just interrupt me. But Raf, this is extreme power for you right now. It's unfortunate for the people who are not live because you get a chance now to see that these people are showing up like this as a leader and as a director of your organization. It's good to know what crayons you got in the box. You know what I'm saying? So it's good to be able to understand that this stuff comes in here, guys. And especially as a leader, especially as a marketer, wouldn't it be pretty powerful to know which person you're about to talk to? If you're about to have a conversation with a John or a Mary or a Jean, that you would understand how that person wants to receive information. Like, it's like almost unfair to think that there's a math behind character and there's a measurable, quantifiable piece behind the intangible stuff that shows up as the qualities in our personality. It's super nuts. And if anybody's curious, I also have questions for God. At this point, I'm like, are we like a computer program? Like, is this kind of like, the world is no longer the same for me. I can see vibrations in everything. So 6 is pretty cool. We're going to come back to Claire and we're going to do one for her because I definitely want to be able to give somebody a session live and just sort of go a little bit deeper into what we do inside of our time together. So we get a chance to take a look at life past 7. So are there any 7s here?
Who was born in July? That's 7.
Okay. Ryan, or born in July. Yeah. Okay. So Justina's born in July. Okay, good. So we have some here. These people are going to have a strong intuition. The 7 is a non-verbal number. They're the strong and quiet type, and they also know what's going on without having to know what's going on. There's a strong level of intuition and awareness, emotional awareness. They don't need to say very much, and you can feel that they're sort of the observers. They're good one-on-one, but they may not be there to make the video. They don't want to go live. They don't want to express themselves very much. So Tracy, just in case, you're trying to, Ryan, just say something. And he's just like, just let him be. Like, you're probably not going to get anything out of the guy. The 7 wants to stay stoic and it wants to stay connected. If you're born on the 7th, born in July, 1987, 1996, 1977 or 1978, sorry, that would be the one. Then these numbers would show up inside of your chart to be a very powerful connection between you and spirit, you and your intuition, you and your gut feeling. Sometimes all the logical numbers like bully up against the 7s in our chart, and we end up not listening to that inner voice, that inner guide that tells us that what's going to be happening or the surrender into the universe. And then it ends up kicking ourselves later being like, oh, see, I knew that. I knew it. I should have said something. I should have said something. That feeling happens all the time with 7s, that they're very powerful with their level of awareness, but not so much with their level of communication. So I would say if I'm working with Ryan, I would want to build you a quiet business where you would create the perfect story, you would create the perfect ad, and then it would just drive people into a conversation box, and people want to tell you their story. They want to share with you what's going on with them. The feeling is really receiving. Or if you guys are building this together, it may more likely be Tracy's doing the front end, and then Ryan's got a little bit more of the back end look for sure. Eric is saying, that is my husband. He is a 7. For sure. Any spouses out there, anytime you're like, you're trying to talk to your kids and they're just looking at you and they don't want to say anything, and you're just like, oh my God, like, just answer me the question, who put the glue in the other person's hair? Like, the feeling is going to be there to think that there are some people who just don't have their communication very strong. There are people who are going to be like, I'm going to think about this for a little while. Things like meditation, things like spirit, like the spiritual side of yoga, this is going to be where you can really like level things off. They're not egoic people, okay? Like, they're not going to be like, oh, look at me, look at all the cars I can buy and all this stuff. They're connected more deeply, and that kind of stuff would maybe turn them off. So the 7 can be much more like, aloof and left unchecked, the number looks lazy. I like to call it a state of potentialism. But the reality is that there's a strong vision inside of that number that knows the future. It knows what's going to happen. There's a trust in there. So Tracy, make sure you trust Ryan. When he says, he's like, I got a feeling. We definitely want to make sure we listen to that thing for sure, because their wisdom is next level inside of number 7. How about the 8s? Are we dealing with any life path 8s in the chart? We got Michelle. How about Rafal? Are you not a life path 8, bud? Or are you do we know what your life path is? Muted, unmuted, something is there, can't hear you.
How about this mic? I'm muted. I have no idea what number. I'm on number 538. That's all I know.
What's your birthday?
November
18.
November 19th.
19. What day or what year?
76.
76? Yeah, I thought you were. So 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay.
Tracy wants to say something, I think.
Go ahead, Tracy. Oh yeah, you're a life path 8. Yeah, I see you.
Okay,
Michelle's an 8. Anyone else? Anyone else?
Am I 8?
You are. You're a life path 8. Pay very close attention to this. Law of attraction. It leaves the spiritual realm for the life path 8s, and it enters a magnetism of like literally wireless communication. Like, we are radio devices, and our voice speaks out into the void, and it catches onto radios along the way, and it bounces signals until it gets into you and hopefully lands inside of your brain and lands inside of your mind to reprogram what can be truly possible with this information. The 8s are the business people. These are the ones who want to be the CEOs. There's a reason why this guy went on to manage Costco's and it still wasn't enough. And he's like, no, you know what? It's still a job. Like, I don't care how much they pay me. I need to do something else. And so he just excels and soars in an organization like this. It could take a little while for the 8s to get started, but this is where the money is. So if Ryan and Tracy is a 7 and an 8, we expect big things from these guys. Like, these are not kidding around. Like, they want to make money. One says, I'm going to be a wizard. The other says, I'm going to be a meditator. And two together, you guys are going to have this force field of wealth around you. Is a very powerful feeling. Even Michelle too. Even Rafal, you guys show up with this ability to turn what you say into what happens into the world. Like, it's an unbelievable power, but it's a magnetism. It's a magnet that you have inside of your feeling. 88, 1997 is probably a little bit too young for this group, but 1979, or else maybe you're born in August, or you're born on the 8th or the 17th, the 26th. These numbers show up as powerfully potent for thought translating into action. These people want to say something, and they want 10 people to go off and do their own version of it on their own all at the same time. It's called leverage. The 4 was very hardworking. The practical people, the ones who are like, I'm loyal to the job. I can't quit it. I'm going to feel bad. I got to stay stable. I can't quit or do my business full time unless I'm making a stable income. They're an entry point into money. The 6 talks about the medium size of money. I start to give people 6s when I work with them. And then see, look, Erica was born in August. So there is a powerful coach, a powerful business for this woman, Erica, to be able to work with someone one-on-one. And with that, where's Erica? Am I on page 1 of 2 or something? Or am I
Erica's right in the middle, underneath Amy.
Oh, sorry. She's going to be powerful in business conversations, and she's also going to be powerful in coaching conversations. So when somebody talks to this woman, if someone shakes her hand, they're going to feel like, whoo, that felt like money. What do you do? Like, what are you into? That feeling of wanting to work with someone and create wealth. We get a chance to go into these relationships because it's not just one number. You get a chance to take the number you have and all the other numbers around it and start to put in a mix. What happens when you put red and blue together? It becomes purple. But what happens when you put green and blue and red and yellow? It's like a brown. And it's like, if you start mixing everything together and there's no like value in it, it doesn't actually come out to a color. You can't just put every single finger on the guitar and expect it to sound like a song. It's a combination of certain things that happen at a certain time that create a harmony. That's why that we have this technology. It's unbelievably unreal. But we've got a life path 8 here, and this guy is a power. Balaz's life path 8. Okay, so Matt Jang has a natural 8 in his name. I use an 8 inside of my name now that I figured out what numerology is, and it put my business up front. Instead of having an 8 that was hiding inside of my name somewhere that wasn't expressing, it was causing addictions. It was causing depressions. I was disassociated. I was too smart for my own good. These guys like Raf, like this guy just pokes fun at me all day long. And like, the reality is that's what the 8 can do. It's just, it has a chuckly sense of humor from a higher level of feeling of where it's coming from. And not to say that he's not the most humble sweetheart guy out there, but the reality is that he means money. He's in this to create impact and to create wealth. And he wants to turn this into an academy instead of something that's just like a clown college or a small little home-based business. It's like, no. He spent time, money, effort, energy in branding and creating an organization so that you guys feel safe being in something that can actually be considered an academy. So I appreciate that you guys are all taking yourselves so seriously for this. But the 8s, we expect some seriously powerful things for you guys. The 8s usually want to talk to me more than once. Yes, absolutely. Let's make some money. And Balaj,
I love money and money loves me. I love money and money loves me.
Absolutely, guys. Like, that's the way that these things work. Is like you like the 8 will, if he says that, money's gonna be like, seems legit. I'm gonna go love Raf right now because whatever this guy says in the universe is going to happen. So in case you have those numbers, or like, who was it that was born in? It was Erica that was born in August. Be careful about what you say. Jody says she has no sound. That's not me, right? Everyone can hear me. I'm coming in. Yeah. So yeah. Kayla, when I calculate, it says I'm 6, but I'm born in July. So we have 7 over 6. Cares so much, but very quiet care. Doesn't want to say how much they truly feel about someone. We can have a crush on someone, but then never really tell them what she truly feels, but really has that loving care of the 6 that says, I want to have a family. I want to be long-term in partnership, but also very acutely connected to how people are going to be experiencing this, like you. So you're connected to others and also very loving and very emotionally connected to others. 7 and 6 also work really well together. How about number 9s? Did we have any on the call here? Number 9, anyone showed up with a number 9? Okay, I see some people who didn't raise their hand at all, so whatever. You guys don't have to tell me your life paths. But the reality here, guys, is that the 9 shows up because some people have 11. Anybody have 11 or anybody have 22? There you go. Jaron, there, he's got the 11 in there. So he's a double 1 just like myself. We'll talk about that. We'll actually get into that in a second because people are born in November. People are born on the 11th. They're born on the 29th. They're born on the 22nd. They're born on 1984 or maybe 1993. These numbers show up as mastery numbers when we add them together. But let's talk about 9. This is the graduation. This is the end point where we get a chance to see Ashley. She's an 11. Okay, cool. 86 baby. So we have the power of the 9. We had a couple houses. One was a financial house. Which showed 4, time-based money, 6, family-based money, and 8, evolution of money, like evolution of wealth. Then we have a love house, 3, baby love, just sweetheart, wants to enjoy, wants to look good, feel good, have a great time. Then the 6 shows up in both houses, by the way. Oh, I love and care on long term. I want to get married. I want to be a parent. I want to be in love in a long-term relationship. And then the 9, like born in September, like Claire. This vibration shows up as extraordinarily loving. These people love more than they should. They love more than they possibly can. They love everyone and everything. They want to save the whales. They want to save the bugs. They want to save eco-friendly everything. They want to give back to the world. The 9s also show up as the humanitarian. So there's a very strong number inside that says impact and service to others. If you see 9s inside of the organization, you can tell that they're going to want to do something big with their money, like a non-for-profit, or I'm going to go and build schools, or I'm going to go and do something extraordinary in my life that helps other people. That's thankless. I don't need the credit. I don't need to be put in the spotlight. I'm going to be right there in the front trenches. The problem with the nines is that the emotional range on this is so huge that it can be very difficult to know where you end and another person begins. Born in 1989, or if you're born in September like Claire, that kind of thing happens to affect us. So these are the 9 numbers. And then we have numbers like 11, 22, 33. They're a little bit harder to calculate, but when we see 11s or born in November, mastery numbers, we see things that expand over a single lifetime. Let's talk about the 11s, because I'm one. The first number we see, 11, 11, did you see it? Did you snapshot it? Like, you see it on the clocks. It says angel. It says angelic connection. And this is a problem for humans because humans want to live a human life, whereas angels are going to go through a harder relationship situation. They're going to have to learn about people through a more negative scope. They're going to have to get taken advantage of early or young in life. Friends and family will disobey or would retreat. Business deals will go south or sour. More has to get learned for an 11 because we're here to help the world. We're here to divine spiritual information. So for someone like Jaron, he may go on to learn of a language like this, to seek out information of spiritual nature to be able to help people get through and help people sort of move forward in their lives based on something that they can find out through the divine or through the spirit of some kind. But there's a strong connection spiritually. So as an 11, I would definitely feel like it's okay for you to talk to your guides, talk to your angels, talk to your spirits, get the intuitive promptings, however it shows up for you in your life is a very powerful feel. How about 22s? Did anyone show up with a 22 by any chance? Just so I have it. Anyone born on the 22nd? Anyone born in 1984? We'll skip on the 22s and the 33s because nobody's putting up their hand for this. But master engineers, a spiritual sense of hard work and a very difficult time to be able to get in there. So Ashley, definitely 11. Go easy on yourself. Meditate. When you go into spirit or you go into meditation, just be like, hey guys, love you. I know you can hear me. I can hear you. Thank you for the guides. Thank you for helping me. Thank you for serving me. Thank you for helping that magnetism flow. That kind of stuff comes into play when we're kind of trying to strengthen the communication between us and the spiritual world. I work with people, spiritual or not, experiential or reserved. It doesn't matter whereabouts you land on a chart, but to know yourself is probably one of the most important things that you can ever feel. So let's talk about Claire real quick. Any questions at all so far? Anybody that wants to say anything or jump out? I'm gonna basically, is Claire still here? Can I take a look and see where
she's on the right?
There you are. Hello. Okay, cool. So Claire was born on the 17th of September 1987. This looks pretty cool because her month says 9, her day says 8, her year says 7, and her life path says 6. So there's a natural descent of numbers that go 9, 8, 7, 6. As a life path 6, balance is the name of the game. But since we start from the higher levels of the numbers, we're going to see impact. We're going to see business acumen. We're going to see a strong spiritual backbone. There's going to be a sense of mastery that handles inside of your chart. This feeling of like, I want to do something bigger for the planet. I want my money to work for me. I've got a family. I want to take care of them. I do want to have a good, close relationship with God. But there's a powerful sense of balance and a powerful sense of connection. You will be strong in speech. But the problem here is the lack of ego. So there would probably be a difficulty to acknowledge your own power, or like, oh gosh, you're putting me on the spot here. Like, we could pick someone else who really truly needs it. That feeling of wanting to serve other people before we get served. The 6 just wants to do that. It's like, oh, I couldn't possibly, I'm going to wait until everyone else gets served first. And then, I'll get a chance to take care of my own needs. But what I want to do for you is give you a special gift, because I promised I was going to do this for someone. Let's line up your name, okay? So what I want to take a look at is, what are you using for a business page? What does your business fan page look like?
I have not started anything yet.
Okay, so we're going to do something here. And it's been a year? What have you been doing?
No, I've been dealing with divorce and child custody, so it's been...
That'll take up a lot of your time. That'll definitely take up a lot of your time. So are you using Claire Adams as a business name, or are you going to use a different name for your business page, or should we build it around Claire Adams?
No, I'm just gonna use Clara Filipina.
Okay. Is it Fili?
Fili.
Okay. So Claire Filipina is not going to be a vibration for business. So don't do it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
If I can put in an extra initial, this is what I would do. Instead of it landing at a 7, which says, I don't want to communicate, I'm not going to say what's on my mind. Is this your maiden name?
No, that's
Okay.
not my real name. So do you want my real name? Is not really.
That's okay. If you're going to put this on a business page, I'm just going to tell you what your business page will say about you. Let's put it that way. If we're looking at Claire Adams for a second,
yes.
This one says, I want to do business. I want to have a family, but I'm going to get into fights. I'm going to go through a challenge. I'm not going to be able to stabilize. And this is what happens inside of marriages. And this is a really, I hate to sort of like use this as an example real quickly for everyone. But when you get married and you change your name, you no longer are the same person that you were before you got married. And this is probably to do with why it changes and things no longer, they run their course or they go off into a different direction. But this Claire Adams wants freedom. She wants to go on and emancipate a freedom for herself. And it's going to be disassociated from the family and disassociated from herself, disassociated from the unit. It wants to be loyal. It wants to care. It wants to give, wants to love, but it's ran out. And now the 5 is like, I got nothing left to do or left to give. So, I mean, like my heart goes out to you have a name like this. It's almost very powerful, but let's go and go move forward now into, and sorry for putting you on the spot there, but let's go and put, because I mean, if you're planning on getting married, or that absolutely be a very powerful field. And on the opposite side, guys, don't go and change your names legally without me. Please don't do this without understanding what you're getting into. Just because it equals to an 8 doesn't make it so. It needs to have something else involved, and that's love and care and intuition to understand how the song creates it. I could give you $1 million both sides and say, on one side, all you have to do is run back and forth a day for like all day long. And the other one is like, all you have to do is write your life story 100 times on a piece of paper, and I'll give you $1 million. If I give it to the wrong person, they're going to be like, what? I'll run. Trust me, I'll run. I just don't know how to write. It's not the same 8, and it can be very disengaging to have the wrong number inside of your chart. So please, nobody change your name legally without very professional care. But in this case, Claire Filipina, Filipina, we're going to add a field to this that's going to give us some power. The first one that I'm going to add is the letter H, the letter Q, or the letter Z. So in case you're planning on using Claire Filipina, you could use a letter H, Q, or Z somewhere in there, like Claire Filipinas with a Z at the end. Okay, like just getting creative. Or if you're like, no, let's say that was your last name, and your middle name was like, you know, started with an H, like Henrietta. So it would be Claire H. Filipina, right? If you're lucky to have it as an actual initial, then you could take this vibration instead, and this one is going to balance out your intuition. It's still going to be quiet. It's still going to want to receive information, but on the inside has a balanced sense of business, and on the outskirt has a balanced sense of family, a balanced sense of self. It's going to take care of and love itself the way it needs to. And this is it's an interesting situation because you're not showing up as Claire Filipina in your personal life. It doesn't show up as a name you use everywhere. It's just going to be a name that you use for your page. If you do want to use your name for a page, which I would suggest everybody do, don't advertise your team name. Advertise your name as a sponsored ad. Let them see your own pocket, your own business name, your own thing in there. If you guys do that inside of your team, that you have your own pocket of organization, let them see that on the second end. Don't let them see that as a sponsored ad. If they see a name first, it's probably a lot more powerful. So Claire, is that going to be okay for you? Claire H, Q, or Z? Or do you want to start talking about, I'll give you another option. If you want to take Claire Filipina or Claire with an actual last name, or were you looking to?
Claire Adams. Claire Adams.
So let's say Claire Adams, and you're gonna use this for business, okay?
Yeah.
I would take the letter J or the letter S. Claire J Adams or Claire S Adams. Or
J is actually my middle name.
Perfect. Now we've hit something very powerful here, guys. 26 letters. Okay, you get a choice of 6. Chances are, sooner or later, your middle name's going to match one of the letters that you have an option for, and it's going to be the best thing that could ever happen to you. This could save everything. And I promise you something. I have a very powerful bias towards Claire J. Adams because that's the number that I'm using. That's the number that changed my life. It has my business up front. It's got my intuition on the inside. I'm a very holy, divine, quiet space inside of me. It used to be a warrior space on the inside of me. And the results now in long-term relationship, long-term family, long-term love, a community that grows around my business. So as you're growing into your business name, I would definitely suggest that you do this everywhere. And if you plan on changing your name legally and continuing with the Adams name, that you would go Claire J. Adams. If you are changing your name legally, that would be something we would probably want to talk about inside of a session. But this is what people pay me to do. And over an hour or over a half an hour, we detail all of these things that show up as pieces in your puzzle. And then we land on the result, which is which way should we go? Which direction should we take? Which power is going to give us the most? And in terms of having Claire Adams versus Claire J. Adams, that last 5, that's a fighter. It doesn't want to make wealth. It wants to deal. It's going to lose things in the deal. It's going to lose stuff in the divorce. It's going to, I don't care, whatever. I lost a lot of money on that thing or whatever. Doesn't matter. I just need to be free. That feeling of the 5 wants to go off on its own. Whereas if we take the J in there, suddenly it starts to balance things out again. Not to say that it would or couldn't save your marriage. I'm not trying to be a relationship counselor. All I'm saying is that your 6 that shows up in there will give you a balance between family and business. So during a tough time, you may want to have a number that says, I got my ground covered. I can get everything handled, take care of all my children, take care of everything, and properly move forward in life. But yes, my heart goes out to you. My wife also went through a very similar situation as you. She got a new name, and she's changed it legally. And she went from a meek little, I don't know what to say, to now one of the most powerful Filipinas I've ever seen in my life. And she's like, she attracts people and she has powerful conversations. She's taking communications training. And I'm just looking at her. I'm like, you go, girl, you go, babe. And like, you know, that feeling of watching someone grow into their power, into their natural power makes me feel like I'm doing such a powerful service. But imagine me as a numerologist trying to get a date. I'm like, I already know the person before I even get a chance to like sit down for a glass of wine. I'm like, I see where this is going to go. And the same thing with Sally. I'm like, do you mind if I take a look inside of here? And I boosted her up. So I knew that this was going to work without fail. And otherwise I was like, that name doesn't quite add up. We got to switch this around a little bit. I'm going to give you a letter. She's like, are you sure? I'm like, trust me on this. It's the most powerful thing that you could ever do in your entire life. And to think I would do this with the woman of my life, this is something I invest so much sacred, holy ability into. It's been such an absolute honor to be able to read your chart. Any questions, Claire, or anything you want me to kind of like, I mean, I get it. Just me, you, and a couple dozen of our private friends here, you know, like no worries. But was there anything you'd like to ask in case, because I still have your chart in front of me?
No, so actually I have not changed my name. That's actually my married name, and I have no plans on changing it. So the J stays the middle name.
So you're not planning on changing, so your name legally is Adams?
Yes. Yes, still Adams.
That's fine, and you plan on not changing it?
I don't have any plans on changing it.
That's fine. Yep. So in this case, you would just take the letter J, and then you would use this. And this may even show up for you. Like this may be a name that shows up on certain credit cards, certain bank accounts, you know, things that are happening there. But I would go and just make a universal change that anywhere you see Claire Adams, you put a J in there, business card, call display, your Zoom account, the way you show up on a webinar, the way you show up on Facebook, the way you sign your name, like everything. And eventually, you know, if this goes into the right direction, Raf is going to be like, dude, I'm ready. I'm going to change my name legally because I'm the type of guy to do that. And you may be in the same boat to say, I'm taking my middle name down to the letter J and let's just go with it and put it on my passport, put it on my driver's license and all that good stuff. But yeah, this is what we do inside of a session. It gets pretty wild. If you guys are on a budget and you guys can only do 15 minutes, all you get is the understanding of a small 15-minute reading like we did with her. And then you get a name, you get a report, and you guys get to move forward. And let's connect when things move financially, and we can have time to sit and to do the story. Usually, on average, 3 to 6 months is when you'll probably come back to see me for round 2. And then we have the 30-minute session, which allows us to tell the story and give you a name. Then we have the 60-minute session, which is and the 30 minutes great. Talk about a business name, to run some ideas behind some things you're looking to brand. Maybe you want to know the 10-year cycle of where you're going through. An hour session is something I would definitely recommend for anybody who hasn't done this yet. If you can get in with me for an hour, we get a chance to tell your story, do a bit of Q&A, to go dive deep into the haunted house of experiences, or go into the future training class of which you want to go into, best practices, best tips, things that I've picked up along the way, stuff to really dive in deep inside of your session. An hour is a nice time to unfold, and you're worth it. But I get it. That's a budget, and we have to really understand, great, another thing to buy. So that's why I wanted to give you guys an extra 15 minutes for the first 5 to book in, an extra report. That's the written report that shows up there for sure. Yeah, it's been an absolute honor, guys. Raf, is there anything that I can expand on, or anything that I can, anyone else wants to ask? If there's anything burning, I'm just going to open up the chat.
Yeah, one of the things that I want to add to you guys is, am I on? You guys can hear me good. Okay, so Bobby's here again. This is out of, of him, because we're friends and stuff like that. He's doing this as a session. Usually he would charge us for this, but when he's saying 15 minutes, you don't need an hour right away. Like he was saying, take that 15 minutes, see exactly what it is. Like Claire, just like, even if you get just a quick overview and you get that report, plus first 5 people, they get the extra 15 minutes on top of that. And then 3 months, 6 months down the road, when your business is exploding, when like you sell one trifecta under your 4A, you're getting $2,500, you'll be okay. You can afford a half an hour session. You know what I mean? And this is something, if this is something that you're still not sure about, just be open-minded. That's what I always did with every single thing. Be open-minded, because you know what? Like, we always talked about Christy and Clint, and we talked about all the leaders that got here, and, they've done something different. They were open-minded. They will go in and do those energy healing, do the different things. And that's what happened here. That's what Balazs does. That's what all those leaders does. And that's the reason I started doing it. That's why I reached out to Bobby. So for you guys, if you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Some of you guys are going to be watching, a lot of you guys are going to be watching replay. We have a big community. But later on down the road, what you're going to be doing is what you learned from Bobby, you can actually pass this on to your team and teach them. And then what's going to happen is, how we do those little rewards, we're going to buy a session, for you, or you can buy a session for your team. What's stopping you from buying a 15 minutes, half an hour, when someone comes in and has a $5,000 month, and just send them to Bobby. And now what's happening is it's going to help them take their business to the next level. It helps them and it helps you at the same time. So it's a win-win. And I truly believe in this. At first, when I started out 3 years ago, you told me about universe, you told me about reading books. Bobby, 3 years ago, did you like reading books and believe in all this stuff?
Not quite.
Yeah.
Not quite.
So
we got some questions here. Ryan and Tracy, yes, do it as a couple. It'd be the most fun time you guys will ever have together. Like everyone they keep looking at each other, and like when couples do this, the wife's like, see, I told you, and the husband's just like, ah, and that feeling comes in to be like, oh yeah, oh, you called her on it, like, oh, busted. And I can see that's why I love doing numerology for couples. It's so much fun. We get a chance to look at you as a unit. But if you guys want to follow in the tracks of the leaders or the mentors, Balazs buys his sessions for his team. Clint buys sessions for their team. Alicia May Aberley does as well. Who's the other one? Debbie O. Muse. Like, you guys see these people are growing in the Freedom Team. On average, they're sending me their people. And the more powerful ones are making their team pay for it. So you could be the type of person to pay it forward and say, look, I made $4,000 on a quad or whatever it is. Yes, go and see this person and go and spend $500 investing in bottles for them, sessions for them, supplies for them. Like, they just made an investment into their life. That's like the biggest glue you could ever get to someone to make their business grow. And also, like, a side view would be to remove yourself from their business, because we want duplication. We don't want to be like, mommy, Facebook shut my ads down and I didn't know why. And can you log into my back office for me? Like, that's the most annoying thing, when someone just wants to keep, and I'm guilty. I've done it. Okay. So I'm not saying that just in case you guys are like, Raf, can you help me out here? Like, I get it, but just to make sure that you have your own business in total is probably one of the more valuable feelings that you can go through as an entrepreneur, saying that my business, my team looks like a SWAT team. Like, I have people in there who are doing what they need to do for themselves. They've taken ownership of their own BS story of their life, and they're actually able to take it forward. And it has the most powerful magnetism. I mean, even Claire, like, put that J in your name and watch your life start to just magically, like, magnetize towards you. It's going to be a wonderful experience. You're just going to feel different. And yeah, guys, it's a very powerful gift to give to your team. Kids, if you're parents, to see what your children are doing, especially if you're worried about why this one keeps banging their head or why this one keeps on, misbehaving, whatever they're dealing with, to know what your children are running with or know what your spouse is running with. If you're about to get married, you're about to start a new business, you're about to do literally anything. Maybe if you're having a kid, I'm having a kid at the end of November, and to know that my numbers are aligned for my son's name, I'm setting him up right for life. And I'm not giving him a snotty name that's they're gonna like give him challenge. He's gonna get a chance to run right off of the runway. So it's gonna be a very powerful feel for me, or fly off the runway, I guess is how they say it.
Yeah. So next time you guys go for a date or anything like that, first of all, guys, post your questions in there really quickly.
Yeah.
If you guys go for a date, first thing before you go for a date, you send them to a Bob for a session, see if you're compatible, and make sure they bring a number.
Yeah. I've been there. I've been there where I'm like, don't do it, dude. Just don't do it. Like, this is girl's trouble. And then other places where I'm like, if you don't throw everything you have at this, like you never know what's gonna happen. Like I saw that when I saw Sally. So it says, Erica, do I do one with my spouse or first do it by myself? Depends, Erica. If you like to have. For me, I like to know if both spouses are going to be doing one. I don't like to be surprised, but it would be nice to have a feeling of your own personal time, your own private time. Some spouses like to do that. Some people like to, have it there as well. Justina says, what about when someone's numbers do not match their personality? I've never seen that happen. So it's interesting. But the reality is that like we live in a state of duality or a free choice, right? So, and there's 30 numbers in there. So really it's possible that someone's not living to their numbers. If they don't match their personality and they're not accelerating it, it's because they're talking to the negative side of the numbers, which means that they're not really going on with them. And it could be a conflict, an inner conflict, or an inability to have business, relationship, whatever it is that shows up. But it's so hard because we just talked about a month, a day, a year, and a birth month, a birth number. There is your first name, your middle name, your last name, your shortened version of your name you show up on Facebook, the name you have when you were married, your maiden name. All of these names show up. And if you're a Spanish guy, it's like Rodrigo, Rodriguez, Rodriguez. It's like a bunch of different names that show up that could all offer a different house for your ego to settle in. And it'll probably go like gravity. Where is the most energy just solved in on its own? So that's kind of where I guess I come to my end with this. Any questions or any comments? Anybody want to let me know if I've been on point, or if I'm like, Bobby, you should find another day job? Like, what's the deal here? Like, I'd love to be able to serve you guys in business for sure. But more importantly, I want to serve you guys in life. Business is just an excuse. We're not here to sell water filters. We're not here to be affiliate marketers. We're here to actually create something for our lives so that we can become better people in it. But this is the whole pursuit of what I do, is we take it away from the business just for a second. We quickly clean up all the stuff that's going on, and then we reintroduce you for branding or marketing. Raf, you want to add?
Yeah, Bobby's a decision maker, until you ask his wife. No, guys, seriously, like if you guys are getting value, make sure you guys put a thank you to Bobby. He came out here, out of his own time to get some value for all of you guys. Again, go out there, just try the 15 minutes, just see what you get out of it. I mean, by the way, Claire, I just added a J to your name. So it's Claire J. Adams now, okay? On the Zoom. So, because you never know when maybe something is missing. Like Claire, you're saying that you're going through all that stuff for a year and now you're ready. And you reached out to me, Rafal, I'm ready to go. Okay, but maybe there's something missing. Maybe it's that J, maybe something. So now you go out there, you go do the training, no more excuses. Create your fan page with this name. Now you get a little bit of guidance for all of you guys. Even as a couple, we have a lot of powerful couple here. We have Ryan and Tracy, pure for sure together. We have Sarah and Brian. They're powerful. Like you guys have it in you. What if you knew just something little bit that maybe in your business is missing? You know how Bobby was talking about the Tracy, like you're doing it, and it seems like you're not getting anywhere. And all of a sudden, those 8s explode, okay? Because they got it. When he was talking about Ryan, when he's the quieter one, and Tracy was, the outgoing one, it was quiet at the beginning, but you have it in you. There's something inside you that it's always, I think it's missing. And I personally think that what Bobby is doing, and I'm not upselling Bobby, I'm not something, I just believe in this. I'm passionate about it because I believe in this. And if this can help you just a little bit in your life, personal life, or the business, it's going to take you to the next level. Because when I first started out,
sorry, yeah.
Yeah, no, when we first started out, I remember when Balazs was on the calls doing what we're doing now, and we were like in the corner, remember? like, yes, but like we're like, that was 3 years ago, guys. And, for you guys can all do this. Just have to believe in it. We all have different lives, but something like this, my 538, my Zoom, Rafal, it's just more. I got to go see Bobby more because I got to talk about some, business. I got to go.
I got about 6 hours worth of content before I send you guys away. Like, honestly, it's that deep. So Justina says, which one do you recommend for the initial one? The hour at least, or at least if you're a power couple, the 90 minutes. But an hour is enough time to actually truly tell the story justice. I'm just going to read another question here. Yes, couples together. Raf, did you want to keep going? I'm just going to quickly, where do I go to set up a session? BobbyFPerryhard.xyz. So you can go to my site. I'm just going to share it here real quick. Where are we? Google Chrome. So let's share it here real quick. And this is where you go. So you go here, BobbyFPerryhard.xyz. And then when you guys get to my site, you should be able to see here that you get the chance to choose which session you want. And so this is basically where we go with the power couple all the way down to just a single session. And then as well, I also teach this stuff, guys. So in case you guys are looking to learn about this, it's an 8-hour program. And what I'll do for you guys, just for UFA, we get 10 people in, your group discount will be $2,000. So I'll take $700 off. And just in case you haven't done a session with me, you'll get a free hour with me alone. Okay. So that will be 8 hours, but I teach you guys literally everything about this. It's over 4 days. And I know that it's a pretty penny, but it's definitely worth the time, worth the effort, and definitely worth I can only take 10. It's after that, it becomes a little bit strange. But we want to make sure that we get a group there. And this is how you would book it. And just make sure that you do it not tapping on Messenger. You have to type it into a browser. Is it better to do a session with one by myself? Okay, answer that. How long do you see change? Some people see change after the conversation. Some people see change after the day. Some people see financial change immediately. Some people don't see change for a while. I didn't see change for 18 months. Some people go through it was 30 years of life. I had to unload 30 years of my programming. And of course, it's going to take me more than just a day or two. What about when someone doesn't match? I've never seen that. It's very interesting, but it's definitely a powerful feel. Jaron, I was born on June 1st, 1984, I'm assuming, in this case. Or is it 1993? 93. Okay, cool. So yeah, I mean, this is very similar to mine. It shows up with 6 as the number for the month, 1 is the number for the day, and 22 for the number for the year. So this does mean a lot. This means that for the first 27 years of this guy's life, he's going to be giving and caring and giving and caring. For me, it showed up like being a puppy dog boyfriend. But, I'm just going to, no, it doesn't matter if my girlfriend hates me or not. I'm still going to want to be with her. Oh, because I believe in her. And she's just like, I didn't have any value for the sense of myself. But by the time 27 hit, I was like, nope, screw it. I'm going to do what's right for me. I got to take it on my own. Born in 93, this makes you like 25 or something. So you're not quite there yet. You're still in the case of having that vision of being a father or being a lover or being a long-term relationship, wants to connect with people. But there is a strong sense of leadership inside of you. And I hope that you answer that call. And I hope that you definitely do that. You guys are welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. When will we be free for a session? I charge anywhere from $88 US all the way up to $333 for the power couple. And first 5 people get 15 minutes. And I'm free for a session. I believe I'm booking sometime in the middle of October now. I booked out 3 weeks at once, and I am in the process of getting branding done. So as soon as that hits, the prices will change and my availability will also change. But this is grassroots right now. I'm not advertising. I'm just local within the community, but I would love to be installed as a coach inside of your success journey that you guys have. Totally agree with what you're saying about my life path number. Gave me confirmation right away. Thank you, Ashley. I appreciate that. And then also talking to everyone. Okay, good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I was attracting numerology book this week, but hesitated. Thank you for your time. Go and buy the book. Trust me. You will be very, like, go back and get it. I just actually found a really cool bookstore as well, and I found a book as well that I'm going to read into, but I'm never going to stop learning more about this. You could Google the heck out of it. If you would like a guided hand, I charge for my time. The information is free. It's the universe. You can go and get it about yourself. So if you don't feel like I'm the person you want to work with, I'm not going to cry too hard about it, but I will at least shed a small tear. And then we have here, I know someone is Life Path 3, the quite opposite explained. So yeah, of course, Justina, we can't just judge a book based on its cover. It can have the 3, but if it's on the negative side, it may not even be expressing any of those qualities outward. It could be loaded by other numbers that are showing up in the chart that are like overbearing on its ability to sense to have fun. Thanks, Booby. Oh man, painful childhood memory. Ugh. Anyway, breakdown for my life and relationship. I had a numerology book a while back. Absolutely, you definitely got to dive into that stuff. Thank you guys so much for everything. It's been a pleasure. Any other questions at all? I'm just gonna check. I was supposed to have a session a couple of minutes ago, but I had my time zones messed up. But is there anyone else who wants to? I'm good to go sooner. Hour and a half. Okay, great. Time zones. Good. Excellent. Okay. Any other questions, guys? Anything else I can sort of dive into? Actually, I have a question. Raf, do you mind if I get a copy of this recording for marketing purposes?
It's going to cost you. We charge per hour.
Okay, fine. Whatever. Name your price, my friend. Name your price.
We'll chat, okay? No problem. Once it uploads, we'll talk about it. No problem.
So,
no, guys, anyways, Bobby, thank you very much. Seriously, this is amazing. Guys, did you get thumbs up for Bobby? Yes? You guys are good? Okay. That's awesome, and thank you very much, Bobby. We'll keep in touch, definitely. Again, we're growing, so maybe down the road we'll do it again for a bigger group of people, because constantly, we're gonna be like the freedom team and stuff. So here we go.
Can we do a team call, a team picture? If everybody just wants to put out their hands and just like put some love into their palm there, and we're gonna just take a quick picture. Sweet, I appreciate you guys so much.
How about we do that screenshot?
Yeah, if you guys want a screenshot, I'm just taking a picture with my phone because I don't know how to screenshot on a Mac yet. I haven't figured it out. But I appreciate you guys so much. It's been such an honor and a blessing and a pleasure. This is family to me. Raf is like a brother to me. So you guys can call me Uncle Bobby if you want. But the reality is that I'm here to help you guys, and I'm invested inside of our family and our business. So I would love the opportunity to work with you guys. Don't sit on it. Get it done. Okay.
Thank you, Bobby. Thank you. So grateful.
So some of the more benevolent people may give their 15 minutes to you. Who knows? So butter up. See what happens.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Bobby. We'll keep in touch, definitely. And again, love you, buddy. All of you guys, if you guys are watching replay, you just got value. I know sometimes you different times and stuff like that, but we're all here to help you. And again, if you guys want to check it out more, go see Bobby and see where your numbers are at. Okay. All right, bud. Thanks again. Have your call. And again, appreciate you, bud.
Thanks, guys. Take care. All right. See you guys later.